Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today on day 8, we're going to be using this sketch from Karen. And I'm going to be using one of the clusters I made yesterday that says soaking this up. And this is us chilling out on the deck chairs on one of the ship decks. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I am using the cruise ship stencil. This is one of the newest ones on Scrapping Reflections. And I do have to say I'm kind of in love with having this glass mat that has the magnet in it because I did get 2, or actually 3 purple magnets, and it helps keep that stencil over your paper. Don't have to deal with washi tape or any of that. No pixie spray, none of that stuff. So it is making me stupid happy. Now, I did think that I had enough ink on that blending brush already. It's just a little bit of orange color in there, but there wasn't. There wasn't enough, which makes sense because orange isn't really a color I use a whole heck of a lot with my blending brush. But I went ahead and grabbed my tangerine color ink pad, I think, and then just went ahead and added some color to that brush, put it in that center area where I knew I was going to cover it up. So if it got stupid dark there, it wouldn't have mattered at all. And then just went around the entire stencil, making sure that the cruise ships had ink throughout them. So now we're going to get that stencil reveal, and it wasn't an amazing stencil reveal because I kind of just knocked it out of the way, but it's totally fine. Now I'm going to cut my photos down. I think I leave one of them 6 inches, one goes to 5 inches, one goes to 4.5, something like that. And then I am also going to go ahead and mat them. I grabbed a close to my heart paper. This is a bulk paper that I bought when they were going out of business. I got some really great deals when they were going out of business, and it wasn't just stuff that I was like, oh, I might be able to use that. There was only one thing that I bought like that, and that was the clear carousel. And I did use it for a while, but right now it's sitting on my floor because I moved some things around in my room. One day I'll actually be able to get that room organized in a perfect situation. I don't know. Can you really get a room organized in a perfect situation if you don't have the true layout of what you want? Like I see it in my head, I know what I want, but it's not going to happen in this room. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I guess I have a couple of hobbies: scrapbooking and organizing scrapbooking supplies. There we go. So I am going to trim those papers down to 4 1/4, and then I'm going to trim the photos as well. So these are photos of Christopher and I when we were on the deck on the cruise ship. We were in the adults only area here. We didn't spend a lot of time sitting in the deck chairs, which I thought we would spend a lot more time, but we didn't. We were doing other things, other fun things. So anyway, took these photos to commemorate it. And then this is that cluster that I had made the other day when I was feeling like I wanted to play with paper, but I didn't want to do a full and complete layout. Sometimes I get in the mood and all I want to do is scrapbook. And sometimes I just scrapbook and scrapbook and scrapbook and don't record. And sometimes I just want to play in the room with something. Sometimes I just want to make a mess with mixed media. Sometimes I just want to touch the supplies and like move them around and see if I can find a better organization thing. It's just all different ways that I like to get creative, I guess. So I've got the photos down, and then I'm going to use these frames. And it's going to take me a minute to figure out exactly how I want to use them, because I'm trying not to cover up all of the little cruise ships that I just stenciled, right? But ultimately, I end up covering up a good probably 90% of them. You can still tell that it's cruise ships even after I put all of these things on the page.
So it isn't upsetting to me. But if there was, you know, if you do a background or you do a stencil and sometimes you really want that to show through, this is not the kind of layout you're going to be doing where you're using almost 3 full-size photos and a big old cluster and a couple of big old bits as decorative elements. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that is why I started to like 1 or 2 photo layouts. I was always opposed to 1 photo layouts. I thought that was such a waste, right? Like, I have so many photos to scrapbook and so many things to do, and how can I just plop 1 photo down on a page and be done with it? Well, then my creativity kind of got unlocked, and I just decided I was going to do whatever I wanted, and I didn't have to listen to rules, and I didn't have to, you know, scrapbook a certain way, and I didn't have to have so many pictures on the page, and there wasn't a rule that I had to follow. And now I am so much happier with how I scrapbook. I scrapbook a lot faster as well. I think that's for 2 reasons. One, because I do scrapbook just about every day. And I've been scrapbooking since I was 16, and I am now 45 years old. So, yeah, almost 30 years I've been scrapbooking. So you kind of figure out what you like to do. Hopefully, you figure out what you like to do if you've been scrapbooking that long. So there is that. Plus, I don't worry about, am I creating a visual triangle? Am I using complementary colors? Do my colors cross each other on the color wheel? Like, am I following a rule of thirds? Am I doing this? Am I doing that? Like, it's just making things the way it makes my soul happy on the page. And I think that doing that gives you a lot more freedom and also doesn't take up a whole heck of a lot of time, right? But you got to learn to give yourself permission, and you got to learn to get there. And it took me a minute to get there. Moving across the country to California actually helped unlock that in me. So, as you can see, I have covered up a heck of a lot of those cruise ships, but I love the way that this looks. I am just pleased as punch, right? Like, I can't even tell you how happy I am with this layout. So, I'm going to add some little bits and pieces around just to give it a little bit more of a decorative touch, because again, the cruise album is cruise albums, right? Like there's a plethora of them. And I don't want everything to be so super bulky that I end up with 20 albums, but I also don't want things to be so super thin that they're not interesting to me. When I'm creating albums, I like a good mix. I like a mix of thin stuff, thick stuff, mixed media, clean and simple, lumpy, bumpy, not lumpy, bumpy, fabricy things, not fabricy things, metal bits, wood veneer bits, acrylic bits, stenciled bits. Like I love a mix. That is what makes me the happiest when I'm flipping through my albums and like walking down memory lane. Okay? Those kind of visual things are the things that make me the happiest. Now, I am messing around with this because I'm trying to figure out if that little heart that I cut out is going to make it anywhere. Spoiler alert, it does not. It's actually sitting on my desk, and it still hasn't made it on a layout anywhere yet. But it will, because it just will, right? Now, I will tell you guys that I was cleaning up the room, getting the cruise album stuff situated because it's kind of explosioned everywhere. And then I was like 92% cleaned up, and then I started scrapbooking without fully cleaning up, and now it's explosioned everywhere again. And my plan was to get everything cleaned up before I went to my work conference, but that didn't happen. So I'm going to come home to a messy scrapbook room, but it's fine. It's totally fine, you guys. All right, so that is going to do it for this layout. There's definitely plenty of space for journaling if I choose to do that. Who knows if I will or if I won't. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this layout. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.